We can imagine standing in a high court. The stakes are life and death, or millions of dollars. You are facing a prosecutor who has spent 7 years in law school, passed the bar exam, and practiced for decades. You, on the other hand, have never spent a single day in a law school classroom. You have no degree, you have no license. But here's the twist. You don't just survive the trial, you dominate, you win, and then you do it again and again 26 times in a row. Imagine that. So incredible. This sounds like the plot of the TV show Suits. It sounds like the fictional character Mike Ross. But in October 2023, the world discovered that this character was real. His name is Brian Mwenda Jagi, a man from Kenya who hacked the legal system, fooled the Supreme Court judges, and embarrassed the entire legal profession by proving that sometimes raw talent is more dangerous than a degree. Welcome to Risna's story. This time, it's really mind-blowing story. It's about Brian Mwenda Jagi. Our story takes us to the bustling courtrooms of Nairobi, Kenya. Throughout 2023, a new figure had emerged in the legal scene. He was sharp, articulate, and dressed impeccably in the traditional advocate's gown and wig. Judges began to notice him. Magistrates respect him. His arguments were legally sound, his case precedents were accurate, and his demeanor was professional. He wasn't just appearing in small, insignificant tribunals, he was arguing cases in the magistrate courts, the courts of appeal, and even the High Court of Kenya. To his clients, he was a savior. To his opponents, he was formidable rival. But what nobody knew, not the judges he bowed to, not the police officers he cross-examined, was that he was a ghost. He didn't exist in the official records. He was a masquerader, a man playing the role of a lifetime. And he was playing it so well that he was outperforming the actual expert. Brian Mwenda Jagi was a man with a brilliant legal mind, but without the ticket to use it. In the rigid world of law, intelligence means nothing if you don't have the piece of paper, the degree, the diploma, the certification. We don't know exactly why he didn't pursue the traditional path. Perhaps it was financial constraints, perhaps it was life getting in the way, but we do know that he refused to let the lack of certificate stop him. He believed in his own competence. He looked at the legal system and saw not a wall, but a puzzle to be solved. He realized that the difference between him and the real lawyer wasn't knowledge, it was access. If he could just get through the door, he knew he could do the job. So he decided to stop waiting for permission. He decided to take it. How does one infiltrate a high court? You can't just walk in. You need a practicing certificate number. You need to be in the Law Society of Kenya database. Brian Wendajagi came up with a plan was as simple as it was genius. He went hunting for a name. He searched the database of legitimate lawyers until he found the perfect target. A man named Brian Wenda Nwiga. Look closely at the names. The imposter, Brian Wendajagi, the real lawyer, Brian Wenda Nwiga. The difference was just one word at the end. It was close enough to confuse anyone. He exploited a security loophole and accessed the account of the real lawyer, Brian Wiga. He changed the contact details, the email address, and most importantly, he uploaded his own photo. Genius. In the digital world, he had just overwritten a real person. As far as the computer system was concerned, the man in the photo was the licensed lawyer. Brilliant. Now, armed with a stolen identity, Brian began his practice. This is where the story becomes legendary. Usually, when people impersonate professionals, like fake doctors or fake pilot, they eventually make a mistake because they lack the technical skills. But Brian didn't make mistake. He thrived. He took on complex case. He stood before seasoned judges. He battled against prosecutors who had years of experience. The results, he handled 26 cases. He won 26 cases. He lost 0. You can imagine that. He's very brilliant. Let that sink in. A man with no formal education went 20-0 in a court of law. He didn't just fake it until he made it. He was arguably better at it than the people who were supposed to be doing it. His opponents, the real lawyers, were beaten by a man who had effectively learned the law of the streets. We can imagine the real lawyer how they shame about this degree, right? 4 months, Brian lived the dream. He was a respected advocate, but every house of cards must eventually fall. His downfall didn't come from a lost case or suspicious judges. It came from IT support. In September 2023, the real lawyer Brian Wenda Dwiga tried to log in to his account on the Law Society portal to renew his practicing certificate. He typed his password, but access denied. He tried again, access denied. He tried again, we know the access is denied. Confused, Brian Wedadwiga confused, the real Brian contacted the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, to complain that he couldn't access his own profile. The account of his own profile cannot access. The IT team investigate. They look at the logs and saw something strange. The email on the account wasn't Brian Dwiga. The photo on the account wasn't Brian Dwiga. Someone else was living in his account. The Law Society realized that had a massive breach. They launched an immediate internal investigation. The dots connected quickly. The man winning all these cases in the High Court wasn't the man on the license. In October 2023, the authorities moved in. Brian Wendanjagi was arrested by the Rapid Action Team (RIT) of the Nairobi branch of the Law Society. The news broke instantly. Fake lawyer arrested. But as the details came out, specifically the detail about his 26 case winning streak, the narrative shifted. The world didn't see a villain, they saw a phenomenon. Following his arrest, Kenyan society and indeed the internet globally split into two fierce camps. The prosecutors of the system, the Law Society of Kenya, and the Director of Public Prosecution were furious. They condemned Brian as dangerous criminal. They argued that he undermined the integrity of the judicial system. They called him a fraudster who stole an identity and put clients at risk. To them, the law is sacred, and you cannot practice it without following the rules. Yes, I agree with that. But the public love him. Social media erupted in support. They called him a legal genius. They argued that if he could win 26 cases without a degree, it proved that he was actually better than the licensed lawyer. They saw him as a Robin Hood figure exposing the gatekeeping of the elite education system. I am agree with this poster. So the support for Brian wasn't just limited to Twitter's comment. Powerful figures began to step in. Mike Sonko, the flamboyant former governor of Nairobi and a wealthy business tycoon, publicly came out in support of Brian. He was impressed by the young man's education and skill. Sonko posted a video praising Brian, brilliant man, and even offered to pay the bail money to get him out of jail. Another prominent figure, Francis Atwoli, a fierce trade unionist, also voiced support. The argument was simple. This man is not a criminal. He is a wasted talent. We should not jail him. We should give him a scholarship. Indeed, I agree with it. Brian's case became more than just a crime story. It became a philosophical debate about modern education. For decades, we have been told that the piece of paper, the degree, is the ultimate proof of competence. We pay thousands of dollars and spend years to get it, but Brian proved that competence and credentials are not the same thing. His story was described as a slap in the face to the legal educational system. It forced an unforgettable. If a fake lawyer can beat a real lawyer 26 times in a row, what exactly are they teaching in law school? That's a big question. As of now, Brian Wendanjagi faces serious charges of identity theft and forgery. The legal system he humiliated is not trying to punish him. He may face prison time, but his legacy is already cemented. He will go down in history as the masquerader who beat the system at its own game. He proved that sometimes street smarts, confidence, and raw intelligence can outshine the most prestigious pedigrees. He was the fake lawyer who never lost, and perhaps in a strange way, he was the most effective lawyer those 26 clients ever had. What do you think? Was Brain a dangerous fraud who need to be stopped? Or a genius who exposed a broken system? Let me know your verdict in the comments below. Please subscribe, like, and share this channel. If you enjoy this deep dive into the one of the wildest stories of the decade, please hit subscribe button and turn on the notification. We bring you the most fascinating true story from around the world every single week. Thank you for watching and see you in the next resonance story. Peace and out.